Hello guys, and welcome to my channel Living Life with London, where we are motivation, wellness, healthy living, DIY, travel vlogging, daily living, and all things Jesus Christ. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what I'm doing, support my channel. Feel free to. You hear my dog messing me up? There go my family friend. I think my best friend must be coming through the door. So anyway, feel free to support, comment, subscribe, comment, share, engage, like, all that good stuff. Help me grow my channel. So what we're going to do today, y'all, originally what I was going to do was do a cooking and conversation segment. My sister introduced me to these vegan burgers on yesterday. I'm going to drop that little clip right here. This is yesterday. So family, my sister is in so much trouble, and let me tell you why. So she knows that I am big on finding these little recipes on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and all these little reels, and so I'll see one that I like and then I go and make it, right? So I am out and about running errands, trying to look for things to decorate my powder room with. And she sends me a DM, and it is of the most scrumptious looking vegan or plant-based cheeseburger. And it's made out of walnuts and mushrooms. So you know your girl's gonna try to make them, right? So now she has interrupted my whole vibe. And instead of me going to run around to like Home Goods and TJ Maxx, I am now en route to the grocery store, possibly Whole Foods, so that I can go back home and try this vegan burger. But now I'm like, I am going to make this walnut and mushroom vegan meatless burger. I that's all I can think about right now. So anyway, I'm going to try and stay focused and go and run my errands to window shop for decorations for the powder room. But if I don't survive and I can't get my mind off of this burger, then guess what? I'll be coming back and we will be making some burgers. Okay, so that was yesterday. That was Saturday. Today is Sunday. I went ahead and bought the stuff, and so I'm going to try the burgers. And like I said, originally I had planned on doing a cooking and conversation segment where we were going to talk about the difference between just surviving but actually living in, walking in deliverance and your purpose. However, y'all, church service was so good today. I did my Sunday brunch on the patio, which is something else that I do on my other social media platform, the F and the B. And it's basically where I'll do a segment. Well, I normally don't do it video. I normally just post some pictures out on the patio, and then I take some nuggets from the sermon that resonated with me, and I just post it, right? Those nuggets, those key things, right? But y'all, today was so good. Oh my God, it was so good that I actually did a recorded segment for Sunday brunch on the patio. So what we're going to do is, I'm still going to cook, but I'm going to go ahead and drop that recorded segment of Sunday brunch on the patio here. We'll watch that, and then we'll come back and I will do a voiceover for the burgers. So we'll make the burgers, okay? And then we'll save the other segment of the difference between just simply surviving and walking in deliverance in your purpose for another day. All right? Okay, so I'm not going to give it away. You guys are going to enjoy it. I promise you, it was really good. So here is Sunday brunch on the patio, and then I'll be back. Hello family, hello family, hello villagers. Y'all know I don't normally do any type of live segment on the Sunday brunch on the patio. But today's lesson in church, y'all, oh my God, it was so good. I can't help it. I couldn't help it. I have too much to say. And Sunday brunch from the living room couch because it's hot out there. Okay, so we doing Sunday brunch from the patio by way of the couch. But listen, the main points I have placed on the screen already. Basically, every believer is going to have to drink from the cup. Every believer. So, staying committed under pressure, exuding and exhibiting commitment while under pressure. The cup. Commitment under pressure. All right. Every believer, at some point, you're going to find yourself having to drink from that cup. Also, God's grace sustains us through the struggle. We're going to come back and talk about that struggle loving, all right? God's grace sustains us through the struggle. God's strength will show up in our shortcomings, and God's power will settle on us when we surrender. Now listen, y'all, I can't make this stuff up. That's why I had to come on live. Well, not live, but record this segment because I have so much to say, and I'm going to try to keep it kind of short. But I gotta get it out. I just, it's, what's that old saying they used to say back in church? I can't hold my mule. I just cannot hold my mule. I have been trying not to do it, but the Holy Spirit is like, now you're going to be obedient. You're going to do what I told you to do. So here we are. I'm talking to y'all via video. So now, the basic points, all of them still stood out. But there was that part in the message when I'm like, okay, Apostle Perry, you can stop now. You just can get all up out of my Kool-Aid. Yeah, all up. This why he my spiritual father. This is why he is my spiritual daddy. Because it never fails that he will give a message and it's all about me. It is exactly what's going on in my life at that moment. It is something I may have just questioned the night before, maybe that week before, whatever. But it is always on time. And I'm telling you, I'm like, oh my God, he's talking directly to me. So when we talked about, can you serve while you're going through it, while you're struggling? Can you serve while you're suffering? And not only that, but can you still serve the people that are contributing to your suffering? Okay, so now we're getting into my Kool-Aid right here. Now we're starting to get into my business. Because y'all, let me tell you, I have really been going through a season in my life where the Lord is really developing and delivering me from a lot of stuff. I have been letting go and letting God. I have been surrendering everything to God. My will, I've just been like, Lord, I'm done. Okay. My way don't work. So I'm surrendering everything to you, Jesus. And so in doing that though, y'all, you know, it's not easy. It is not easy. That flesh, that human side of you be like, And so in this very area right here, I get to question and I'll be like, Lord, you know, I'm surrendering my will. Sometimes I get weary. Sometimes I get tired. Sometimes I feel like, why do you keep asking me or requiring me to be the one to show love and grace to the very people, the very individuals who have wronged me or who have been nasty to me, and some of them for no reason, or at least the Lord ain't showed me the reason yet, okay, or if they had a reason, and maybe they think they had a reason, but from my point of view and perspective, they ain't got no reason to be being nasty, none whatsoever, but they just nasty, and then the Lord will go tell me to send them some roses, or he'll tell me, you know, send them a phone call, or it's a holiday, make sure you send a text. And so when the pastor got to the part in the message where he was talking about the Judases and the Peters, my Judas and my Peter were living in the house with me. Yes, my betrayer and my denier were living in the house with me. My husband and my mama, my birth mother at that. My Judases and my Peters were the people that was the closest to me. When you talk about sleeping with the enemy, yeah, they were in my home. And Lord, now that we all live in separate houses, God still requires me to be the one to reach out to them from time to time, to see how they're doing, or to tell them happy Father's Day, or happy birthday, or happy Mother's Day, and happy birthday, happy New Year, Merry Christmas. It's raining outside, the Lord will say it's flooding or lights are out, whatever has happened in between. And then the Lord will ask me, not ask me, but he will tell me, call your mama and see if she need anything. See if the lights are on. Give her a text, make sure she good. Now, y'all, I do it. Let's make it clear. I do it because obedience is better than sacrifice, right? And the purest form of worship is obedience. And so I've learned that. But I'm not gonna sit and act like it's easy. I'm going to tell y'all. Sometimes I be going back and forth. I'm not gonna lie with the Lord. I'm like, why? Like, okay, I did it last time. Now, why you making me do it again? And so I'm like, I thought I passed the test last time. And I don't always question. I know his voice. I'm getting there to where I know when it's him. And so, he'll tell me, reach out to your husband and say whatever via text, because we don't even talk anymore, just via text. So I'll reach out to him and I'll send him a text and say whatever the Lord tell me to say. But there are times when I'm like, why? Well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to send them. They don't even care anyway. All my husband thinking is, see, she's still thinking about me. Woo, woo, woo. No, I'm just being obedient to the Lord. My mama, I don't think she cared one way or the other because she has no need of me any further. So since she now has no need of me, she could care less of what I'm doing. If I'm making it, that's just what I think. I don't know if I'm wrong, Lord. He'll show me. But he keeps making me. I'm trying to just go on with my life and say, Lord, okay, I just want what your purpose, your will. I just surrender. I don't care what my husband out there doing because we still married, just separated. I don't care what he out there doing, save him, protect him, keep him. I be praying for his soul salvation. I be praying that the Lord will keep him. I be praying that the Lord will keep him covered in the blood, all that other stuff. I pray for my mama. I pray that the Lord will cover her, that the Lord will keep her, all of that. If she needs me, I've already told her, don't be over there needing something and don't pick up that phone and call me, right? But I reach out. I do it. And so I'm saying, God, why I got to keep being the one to do it? Why I got to keep doing it? So on Father's Day, I sent a Father's Day text. And I was walking through the church parking lot. And we have a mutual couple of friends that go to the church with us. And I told them, I said, I told your friend, happy Father's Day. And the Lord said, the reason I keep telling you to do it, Tracy, is because you're the person that's going to exhibit true agape love to your spouse. You're the person that's going to show him what true agape love is. Not only that, is I'm requiring of you what I give you every day. Unconditional agape love. I, Jesus, love y'all. y'all children, my children, y'all, every day, regardless of what y'all doing, regardless of whether you fall short, you're sinning, all out in your mess, whatever you're doing, I still love you. I still reach out to you. I'm still here for you. I forgive you every time you come back. So I'm teaching you to exhibit agape love, and you're going to do it to these folks that done did you dirty. The very folks are the very ones that I am requiring you to show agape love to. So I said, okay, all right. All right, I'm doing it. But y'all, it's not easy. It is not easy. And then also another thing, because I can't make it up. So I have to show this to y'all. I can't make this up. So I'm reading the book, The Purpose-Driven Life. And so my lesson last night that I was reading, or the chapter that I was reading, it says the heart of worship. That's the chapter from last night. And it says, give yourself to God, surrender your whole being to him to be used for righteous purposes. The heart of worship is surrender. And y'all know I'm a worshiper, honey. Now, that's one thing I've known since a little girl, that I am put on this earth to worship. So I know that. But this chapter talks about the blessing of surrender. The Bible is crystal clear about how you benefit when you fully surrender your life to God. First, you experience peace. Stop quarreling with God. If you agree with him, you will have peace at last and things will go well for you. Next, you experience freedom. And I have been all on my social media talking about freedom. That's just been where I'm at, y'all, in my life with the freedom of surrendering. The freedom that I have because I have surrendered my will to God's will, right? The freedom that I experience every time I'm obedient and I reach out to Judas and Peter. There's this freedom every time I do it. Whenever I do it, I don't be wanting to do it. But when I do it, then I get this freedom. It's like, oh, maybe if I just do it, like if I start wanting to do it, then maybe God will stop asking me. I don't know. I'm going to have to pray about that. But in any case, the flesh don't be wanting to do it. My spirit man, I'll do it because I recognize the spirit behind the attack, right? But anyway, offer yourselves to the ways of God, and the freedom never quits. His commands set you free to live openly in his freedom. Thirdly, here we go, back to today's lesson. You experience God's power in your life. Stubborn temptations and overwhelming problems can be defeated by Christ when you give them to him. Surrendered people are the ones that God uses. Surrendering is not the best way to live. It is the only way to live. Y'all, I read all this last night. And then we come into church and pastors preaching on God's power will settle on us when we surrender. And I just had a conversation yesterday just still about me still communicating with my Judas and my Peter. And, it's in terms of reaching out, sending a kind word or whatever. And, now my mom, she will respond. Now my husband, he just leaves it on read. I'm like, Lord, why you keep telling me to send a text or do whatever? It just show he read it. I see he read it. And that's that. I actually ran into him at a funeral. After 2 years, we hadn't seen each other in 2 years. I ran into him at a funeral, and I was, I didn't know what I was going to feel, y'all. I didn't know what I was like. I don't know what I'm going to feel about this man. I don't know if I'm going to feel bitter. I don't know what I'm going to feel. But all I felt when I saw him, I loved him, but I felt love. But it was like love just for a fellow brother or sister. It was just, I felt love, and then I felt pity. And I felt like, God, he's lost. He's lost. And so I began to pray for him. And I watched him during the service jump up and waving his hands and praising the Lord and all this other stuff. And I said, we'll see. I mean, because, we'll see if God is, still working on him, if he'll be able to speak or if he'll be able. I had already resolved in myself that if we cross paths, I will speak to him. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem speaking to him. I don't have a problem talking to him. I don't have a problem having a conversation with him because, again, it's not him. I recognize the spirit behind the attack, right? And so I recognize the spirit that's operating. And so at one point he looks up at me, and you know how it is when you recognize somebody's face and you're like, oh, I know that person. So he looks up at me and he's like, you see that he knows me, but y'all, I'm like 110 pounds smaller since the last time he saw me. So I look the same, but I don't look the same. And so he looks up and there's this moment of recognition. And then there's that awareness where he realizes who I am. And then just this nasty look came across his face. And the Lord said, I'm still working on him. And I was like, yeah, God's still working on you. You're going to be all right, though. You're going to be all right. And so we didn't speak, We saw each other. Now, we married. we married. But we didn't speak. And it didn't even bother me. I was so far removed from it. It didn't bother me. All I said is, I still love you, boo. and went on about my business. And so I don't know where the Lord going with that and whatever. We'll see what happens in the end. But I'm telling y'all, we're going back to the struggle because the Lord said you forgot about that struggle. I want to say this part about the struggle. You know, we talk about struggle loving. Y'all hear that, you know, the world, there's that thing that's saying about struggle loving. And Pastor was saying about we don't want to struggle when it comes to Christ. So when it comes to the things of the Lord, when it comes to the things of our spiritual growth, we don't want to go through no struggle. Now, we can struggle love out here with these boos. Okay, and everybody's all proud, oh, baby, I'm struggle loving with my boo. We struggle loving. Oh, we making it through. Yeah, I'm a struggle love. Well, struggle love with Jesus, okay? Because that's where I'm at right now. Y'all know there's that Luther Vandross song that be like, I'd rather have hard times with you than good times with someone else. I'd rather be beside you in a storm than safe and warm by myself. That part, yeah. Okay, Jesus. This is where I'm at. Jesus, I'd rather have hard times with you than good times with someone else. I'd rather be beside you, Jesus, in a storm than safe and warm by myself. So we want to struggle love. We ain't got no problem struggle loving. But when it comes to struggle loving with Christ, we don't want to go through no struggles. Now, boo, right now in my life, baby, I'm struggle loving all the way with Jesus. And can't nobody make me go any other way. This joy I have, the world didn't give it and the world ain't taking it away. I'm not compromising my peace, my righteous walk, my salvation for nobody. Because I am at that point where I surrender my will to Jesus Christ. And baby, there's some freedom in it. Okay, I got to go. I done went longer than what I said, but I hit all the points that the Lord told me to hit. And I'm going to end with this last one because I have some people that have been hitting me up asking me to do this. And I only do it when the Lord asks me to, or when he tells me to, or when he puts it in my spirit, or gives me a witness to do it. So for Robin and Charmaine, y'all have been asking me. So we'll end it with this. God has smiled on me. He has set me free. Oh, God, he has smiled on me. He's been good to me. Y'all be blessed. I love you guys. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. Be free in Jesus. Go out there, guys, and y'all have a great week on purpose. Ciao, Bella. Until later. Didn't I tell y'all it was good? I told y'all was gonna like it. Oh my God, it was so good. When I tell you, my apostle is always talking directly to me. If you're in the Houston area, check out Word of Restoration International Church in Rose Sharon, Texas. If not, please feel free to live stream us on YouTube and Facebook every Sunday, 7:30 and 9:30 Central Time. Anyway, so now let's go ahead and get started with these vegan burgers. I can't say that they're fully vegan because I'm adding cheese. All right, here we go. Let's go. We are starting with 1 cup of walnuts that I have soaked in water for an hour. We're going to drain them and add them to the blender. Here we have 1 cup of mushrooms, 1/2 cup of onion, 1/4 cup of oats, 1 fresh garlic and put as much as you like to your taste. I love garlic, so I also added a little bit of minced garlic as well. Well, a lot of it, but y'all get the picture. Going to blend and blend and blend over and over until you get a nice smooth consistency. I had to go in and blend and then scoop everything down and blend again and scoop everything down for about 5 or 6 different times until I got a nice smooth consistency. When it's ready, it'll look something like this. Okay, here's your meat, a nice smooth creamy consistency, and we're going to go ahead and season it up to your taste. I'm going in with garlic powder here. Some Cajun seasoning. A little bit of salt. Now I'm adding some smoked paprika. I'm also adding some gourmet burger seasoning. Here I'm giving it a good mix to just blend all of those seasonings in there nice and evenly. Now we're going to go in with some Worcestershire sauce. The recipe called for soy sauce, but I didn't have any, so I added a little bit of liquid smoke. Here I'm adding some jerk seasoning. And we're going to go ahead and give it another good mixture. Go ahead and mix it all up and even it out. I decided to add a little bit of pepper. Let's give it a taste and see what it's tasting like. It's good. Forgot the Italian seasoning, so I needed to go in and add that in there as well. I put some parchment paper on my cutting board, and then I'm just using an ice cream scooper to make even balls. This is going to be our meat patties. I was able to yield 8 good even balls. I'm using avocado oil, so we're going to go ahead and add some avocado oil to our skillet and get it nice and hot. Okay, so we're gonna add our first 2 meat patties to our skillet and see how it comes out. Once they get a little hard on each side, I'm just pressing it down a little bit. And you're going to kind of let them cook and get nice and brown. You have to be careful when you're attempting to turn this burger because it will crumble. Remember, it's made out of nuts and mushrooms, so you have to be very careful when flipping them over. Once we got them nice and flipped over, I used my meat press to press them down. We're making them similar to a smash burger. Here you see me adding some cheese to the burger, and I did find that the cheese helps you to take the burger out of the skillet and keep it in one piece. Y'all know I love cheese, but use the cheese of your choice. Here is burger number 1, all dressed up. And I'll show you guys the bread that I used a little bit later. I forgot to show it to you earlier. It looks good. Look at there. Looks delicious. This is burger number 2. Look at that. Okay, so here's the bread that I used. It was a keto-friendly bread. 1 net carb and 60 calories per bun. All right, so let's go ahead and cut into this burger and see what it looks like. What do you guys think? I think I did pretty good. It looks delicious. Time for a taste test. Okay guys, so here goes nothing. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so I'm thinking about it. Not too bad, not too bad. Let me go ahead and get one more bite before I make a final decision. Y'all know what we're looking for. We're looking for that happy dance or 2 thumbs up. Let's see. Not too bad. Okay. All right. Pretty good. Got a little happy dance there. It is delicious. 2 thumbs up. There you go. With the 2 patties I had left, I made a breakfast sandwich the next day by adding an egg and cheese. Try something different. Be blessed.